So I, 17-year-old female, have a bunch of half-siblings from my mom. My mom cheated on my dad and got pregnant while they were still married, resulting in my half-sister Erica. My dad confirmed through a DNA test that Erica wasn't his and only sought parental responsibilities for me. We had shared custody of me, and my dad paid child support for me. My mom tried to get him to take responsibility for Erica too, but he refused. Erica's father has never been involved in her life. Over the next several years, my mom had Jace, Liam, Casey, Ava, and Paula, all with different fathers. I am the only one with a dad in my life. After Jace was born, my mom lost custody of all of us for 2.5 years. My dad took sole custody of me, Erica went to our mom's parents, and Jace was taken in by his paternal grandmother. Eventually, my mom was able to regain custody of Erica and Jace while she was pregnant with Liam. However, I never went back to a 50-50 custody arrangement with her, and instead she was granted every other weekend with me. I don't have a great relationship with my half-siblings. The main issue is that I'm not around them often, and they feel jealous that I have a dad while they don't. Erica and I have the worst relationship by far. She is bitter about my dad not claiming all of them and raising us together. She insults my dad, calls him names, and tries to convince me to choose them over my dad. I have asked her to stop numerous times, but we continue to fight about it whenever I visit my mom's house. We also argue because I refuse to pressure my dad into taking responsibility for all my half-siblings. Erica has even gone as far as saying she wishes my dad would die so that I would be alone because I have rejected them by not helping. She believes my dad deserves to be dead for turning his back on his kids. At that point, I decided to avoid Erica as much as possible. I also stopped going for every other weekend, and my mom doesn't seem to care, so it's worked out fine. 2 weekends ago, Erica called and asked for help with a school assignment because she was about to fail her class. She wanted me to go to my mom's and assist her, but I refused. I told her she's on her own because I don't help people who wish harm upon my dad and want me to be alone. She started crying on the phone, but I hung up. My mom called last week and yelled at me because Erica was upset and had failed her assignment. She said I was supposed to be a leader and the best big sister to all my siblings, but I acted like an only child who only cares about my dad. Erica also sent me an angry text. Am I the jerk, Ada? Now for a few comments before the update, comment 1, not the idiot oof. Life isn't easy. I'm sure both your parents know this. Something to respect about your dad is he's intelligent and responsible and maintains healthy boundaries. It seems you've been learning these attributes as well in how you're handling your relationship with your half-sister. It's shitty behavior of hers for sure, but can she really be faulted while she is continuously failed by both her parents? I'm certain she is envious and has every right to be honest. But this is what envy does to people. To me, from the outside, it seems your dad is your beacon. I wouldn't let friends or family come between you two for anything. Without him, you have so much less. It sucks having to recognize that people related to you don't want the best for you. Comment 2. Not the idiot. She's just disrespectful and toxic. She's showing blatant disregard for your feelings and well-being. Your mom's expectations that you should prioritize Erica over yourself and your own boundaries are completely unreasonable. You have no obligation to cater to Erica's demands, especially when she fails to show basic respect towards you. Your decision to distance yourself from Erica's toxicity is the best thing you did here. Don't let anyone guilt trip you into sacrificing your own happiness for someone who clearly doesn't appreciate it. Stand firm in your boundaries and continue to prioritize yourself. Now, for the update, thanks for sticking around. A lot has happened since my last post. So Erica's been on a rampage, and it's like she's on a mission to make my life miserable. She's been spreading rumors about me at school, saying I think I'm better than everyone else because I have a dad in my life. It's been rough, but I've been trying to ignore it and focus on my own stuff. Then out of nowhere, my dad sits me down for a talk. He's been acting weird, and I could tell something was up. He tells me he's been laid off from his job, and we're going to have to tighten our belts for a while. It's a shock, but I tell him we'll get through it together. The next day I get a call from Jace. He's crying, saying he's been kicked out by his grandma and has nowhere to go. I'm his sister, so I feel like I have to do something. I talk to my dad, and even though things are tight, he agrees to let Jace stay with us for a bit. I thought it was a good thing, helping out family, you know? But then things take a turn. Jace starts acting strange, sneaking around the house and on his phone all the time. I don't think much of it until I come home early one day and catch him going through my dad's papers. He's on the phone with Erica, and they're talking about finding something that could fix everything for them. I confront Jace, and he breaks down, saying Erica convinced him that my dad has money stashed away, and that if they could find it, they could use it to help out all my half-siblings. I'm furious. I trusted him and he betrayed us. I tell him he has to leave, and I don't tell my dad what happened because I don't want to stress him out even more. Things settle down for a bit, but then Erica shows up at our door. She's got this sob story about how sorry she is and how she wants to make things right. My dad, being the kind-hearted man he is, lets her in. I'm skeptical, but I figure maybe she's changed. We're all sitting in the living room, and Erica starts apologizing, saying she's been talking to a counselor and realizes how wrong she was. She even starts crying, and I start to think maybe she's sincere. Then she asks if she can stay with us for a while, just until she figures things out. My dad looks at me and I nod. It feels like the wrong choice, but I can't just turn my back on her. That night, I overhear Erica on the phone. She's talking to someone about a plan to get back at my dad for everything. She's saying how she's going to take him for all he's worth and make sure he regrets ever turning his back on her. My heart sinks. I've made a huge mistake letting her into our home. I don't know what to do. I can't tell my dad. It would crush him. So I decide to keep an eye on Erica, hoping I can stop whatever she's planning. Thanks for reading. My sister frames me for talking trash and stealing money. But I collect proof and watch her life crumble as she's forced to confess. I am 17 years old, and my sister, who I'll call Laura, also 17 years old, went to the gym with me 2 weeks ago. She was having a bad day and asked to go to the gym with me. I didn't want to because I prefer to go by myself and don't even have a gym partner. I don't like socializing while working out. However, I agreed and we went to the gym together. When we arrived, my sister went on the treadmill and said that she would probably finish before me. My workouts usually take 45 to 90 minutes. She mentioned that she would wait for me in the sauna. I told her to be ready to leave when I finish, and we went our separate ways. About an hour into my workout, my mother texted me, telling me to come home immediately. She mentioned that I shouldn't keep Laura at the gym for too long because she had a long day. I replied, saying that I would finish up and ask my mother to text Laura as well. She said she did. I then went into the locker room and headed to the car, which was right in front of the well-lit entrance. The gym building only had exits on one side, connected to another building. The windows and possible exit points were on only two sides, and I had a clear view of them. After a few minutes of waiting for Laura to come out, I called her cell phone, but it went straight to voicemail. She had blocked me for some reason. I was confused because she had texted me 2 hours prior, asking me to go to the gym with her. I then texted my mother about the situation, informing her that Laura wasn't answering my calls and that I didn't know where in the gym she was. However, I assumed she was most likely in the locker room and suggested that my mother call her since her phone number has an emergency override, making the phone ring regardless of settings. My mother then called me on the phone and started screaming at me. I couldn't understand her, so I just let her tire herself out, as I usually do. She told me to go to the front desk and ask an attendant to find Laura. I did as she said, but as I was getting out of my car, my phone connected to the Bluetooth CarPlay system and played a noise which my mother thought was an alarm going off at the gym. She started yelling at me again, but much louder this time. As I walked in, Laura came out and remained silent. I yelled at her because she disappeared for 10 minutes and didn't contact me or anyone else. She didn't say anything during the car ride home. When we arrived home, my parents were waiting for me. They proceeded to scream at me for various reasons, including not protecting my sister at school, I wasn't there, and not keeping an eye on her at the gym, with concerns about her safety and the possibility of her being kidnapped. They claimed that my lack of panic was solely because I am a gamer. As a result, they severely limited my device usage and I am not allowed to use anything without their permission. I don't feel like I did anything wrong, as I stayed calm until my sister was safe. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot in WTF. Are you responsible for your sister, who is the same age as you? Why didn't she get in trouble for disappearing and throwing your mother into a panic attack? Next time your sister asks to go to the gym or anywhere with you, say no. Comment 2. Not the idiot. It isn't your job to keep your sister safe. Is she a toddler? Next time your sister asks to go to the gym or anywhere with you, just say no. Hardly seems worth it. Now, for the update, thanks for all the comments on my last post. So here's what went down after the gym fiasco. The next day, things got worse. Laura, who's usually the quiet one, started acting out. She was talking back to our parents, slamming doors, and just being a pain. I thought she was just having another bad day. But no, this was different. She was on a mission to make everyone's life miserable, especially mine. I found out from a friend that Laura had been spreading rumors about me at school. She told people I ditched her at the gym on purpose because I was jealous of her. Jealous? Please. I've always been the one who keeps to myself, and now she's making me out to be some kind of villain. It didn't stop there. Laura took my phone when I wasn't looking and sent messages to my friends, making it seem like I was talking trash about them. When I confronted her, she just shrugged and said, "Oops, must have been a mistake." A mistake? Yeah, right. I was boiling inside, but I kept my cool. I had to prove that I wasn't the bad guy here. I started gathering evidence, screenshots of the messages she sent, testimonies from friends who knew I wasn't like that. It was like building a case for a trial. Then 2 days later, Laura did something that shocked everyone. She stole money from our parents' room. It was supposed to be for bills, but she took it and went on a shopping spree. When our parents found out, they were livid. They didn't know who to blame, me or Laura. I knew I had to act fast. I remembered Laura bragging to a friend about a new dress she bought, one that was way out of her allowance range. I told my parents and they checked her room. Sure enough, they found the dress and the missing money hidden in her closet. That's when the truth came out. Laura confessed to everything, the rumors, the messages, the stolen money. She said she did it because she felt ignored, that our parents and I didn't care about her. It was her way of getting attention. Our parents were stunned. They apologized to me for not believing me and for punishing me without cause. They realized they had been too harsh on me and too lenient on Laura. They decided to get her some help, to talk to someone about her feelings. As for me, I was just relieved that the truth was out. I got my phone and gaming privileges back, and my friends understood the whole mess wasn't my fault. It was a rough few days, but in the end, I was glad I stayed calm and collected. It paid off. Thanks for reading. My girlfriend loved to spring stressful conversations on me without warning. So when she planned to move after graduation, I surprised her by moving out first and left her to handle the lease alone. I, 21-year-old male, and my girlfriend, 20-year-old female, are both university students. My girlfriend has this habit of randomly talking about stressful topics like not being able to find a job or a co-op, or sometimes about upcoming exams or deadlines that she didn't prepare for, or just uncertainties in the future. Now, I understand that she's stressed and wants someone to talk to, but she tends to dump it all on me. Sometimes it's right after I lie down after coming home from a long day, or right after I finish a big deadline, or when I just want to de-stress. I'm not saying she shouldn't talk to me about these things. I would actually like for her to talk to me, but I easily get stressed and upset when these topics are suddenly dumped on me. It has an effect on me where I start to spiral. For a while, I dreaded talking to my mother for this reason. So a while ago, I asked her to give me a heads up whenever she wants to talk about something like that, so I can get into the right headspace. I will gladly be there for her, but I just need about 2 minutes to prepare myself. She agreed back then, but tonight, while we were walking home, she brought it up again and got upset with me about it. It felt like she doesn't understand my point of view. I'm not saying I won't be there for her. I just want a little heads up so I can prepare myself for about 2 minutes and not be suddenly hit with stress. So am I the idiot? I would like a third-party opinion. Edit, I genuinely appreciate all the feedback. There's way more than I expected, so I can't read all of it. But thank you. I did feel like the jerk and I kind of know. A few things I want to clear up. It may have sounded like it, but I'm not blaming my girlfriend for this. I do realize why she was upset, and I did make her feel like she has to be careful about what she says. It's also true that I can't handle negative emotions. I've struggled with this for years. I try to push mine deep down and forget about them. Even tiny things that may seem insignificant can make me spiral. That's why I asked for the heads up. Therapy is an option. I still rely mostly on my parents, and they can see my finances, so I don't want to bring up going to therapy without telling them about it. I know they might feel responsible for it, or worse, they might not be supportive. Although they've always been supportive of everything, irrational fear is a concern. So, yeah. I did see someone comment saying that when she needs to vent and I'm not ready, I can be the one to say, "Hey, can you give me a few minutes?" I will try to do that, thanks to whoever said that. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. But I get easily stressed and upset if topics like that are suddenly dumped on me. It just has an effect on me where I start to spiral. For a while, I dreaded talking to my mother for this very reason. Do you go to therapy for that? Wanting a bit of time for yourself and not immediately being bombarded with stressful topics is okay. But the fact that your girlfriend is not getting a job is stressing you out so much that you are spiraling and won't talk to your mom. That's not normal nor healthy. Comment 2. You're the idiot. It's normal that your girlfriend wants to talk. It's not normal to ask for pre-warning. That's not how life or relationships work. You just need a way to not get so emotionally engaged when she is venting. Now, for the update, thanks for sticking around. A lot has happened since the last post. So remember how I mentioned my girlfriend's habit of dropping heavy conversations on me without warning? Well, things escalated. We were at a friend's birthday party, and out of nowhere, she starts talking about how she's worried she won't graduate on time. Right there, with everyone listening, I tried to be supportive, but inside I was panicking. I couldn't enjoy the party after that. I felt trapped, like I couldn't escape the stress. The next day she apologized, but then she dropped another bomb. She said she might move back home after graduation because she's not sure she can find a job here. That's hours away from me. Everyone's asking what we're gonna do, and honestly, I don't know. It's like she's already halfway out the door and I'm just standing here watching her leave. Then my buddy Mike, who's been my go-to guy for advice, did something unexpected. He told her about my struggles with stress and how her random talks were affecting me. I couldn't believe it. I felt betrayed. She was hurt, saying she felt like she couldn't talk to me about anything anymore. I was mad at Mike for spilling my secrets and mad at her for not seeing how this was hard on me too. But it didn't stop there. Mike's girlfriend, who's also friends with my girlfriend, got involved. She told my girlfriend that maybe she was better off moving back home, that maybe we were too different. It was like everyone had an opinion on my life, and no one cared what I thought. I tried to talk to my girlfriend about it all, but we just ended up arguing. She said she felt like she was walking on eggshells around me. I didn't want that, but I also didn't want to be blindsided by stress all the time. In the middle of this mess, my mom called. She heard from Mike's mom about the whole situation. I don't even know how she got involved. My mom said she was worried about me, that maybe I needed to be more open to talking about things. I didn't need another lecture, especially not now. The next day, my girlfriend told me she'd made a decision. She was definitely moving back home after graduation. She said it wasn't just about the job situation, but also about us. She thought we needed space to figure things out. I was stunned. It felt like everything was falling apart. I went to Mike to confront him about telling my girlfriend about my stress issues. He said he was just trying to help, that he thought it would make things better. I didn't see how. Now I was losing my girlfriend, and my best friend had gone behind my back. In the aftermath, I'm trying to keep it together. I'm focusing on my studies, trying to ignore the whispers and the looks from our friends. I'm pretending everything's fine, but it's not. I feel like I've been played, like everyone's been manipulating the situation for their own reasons, and I'm the last to know. I'm not sure where to go from here. I'm just trying to get through each day, hoping things will somehow work out. But deep down, I know nothing's the same anymore. Thanks for reading. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.